Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we are looking at Borsta from Klevgrand. And you're going to love it. But first, the band of the week this week is the Indigo Sunsets. And this is Never Leave Me.
Say you will never leave me. Say you will always need me. Say you will never leave me this way.
The Indigo Sunsets. Oh, yeah. Man, the music just gets better and better with time, don't you think? So that was released back in 2020. And it was an absolute killer album, and it still is. And I implore you, go and download it because you'll be happy. And we like being happy, yes? Yes, we do. Andy Goldsby and Stu Cashmore are the Indigo Sunsets. And we got two more of their songs to play for the rest of this week. And then next week we jump on to another amazing artist for the week. Okie dokie. Let's say hello to the folks who are here in the chat. And then we'll jump down into business. Hello. Oh, yeah, this is How to App on iOS, by the way, where every day we look at apps. We look at creating music and video and mental health and well-being. We have rants and interviews and on the weekend a live performance. So buckle in for about an hour. We're looking at another cool app today, which is by Klevgrand. Let's say hello to folks who are here. Hello, Leela, a.k.a. Lou Rare. I'm doing a Rod Ward, a Lou Reality. Gary Hubbs is here as well. Hello to Andy Goldsby from the Indigo Sunsets fame. Joe Glenn, I hope you're feeling better, Joe. Good to see you, Joe. And Dave Fox is here as well. Night Train 1988. Hello, my friend. Who else do I see in my magic mirror today? Should I do the magic mirror? I haven't done that for a while. Do I have it? Oh, I've still got it. Look at that. The magic mirror. Wow, that's an old one. Scott S.M. Borthwick. Hello to you. Hello. The magic mirror. Damn. Patrick Chandler. Hello to you, my friend. Thomas Christ, one of our amazing moderators, along with Cy effing good to see you. Another amazing moderator. I don't know if Russ is here. He's not so amazing. He's just a moderator. Paying to get. Ching, ching. Who else is here that I may have missed? Let me see. And then we'll get straight into it. Let me get off this screen. It's annoying. Hate looking at my face early in the morning. It's gross. I feel so bad for you that you have to look at it. You poor people. Who else do I see? Who's here? Rhodey's Jam Cave. Hello to you. Let's see. Hello to Mark. Good to see you. I think I've got most of you. Man, my eyesight's really bad today. I think I've got everybody. If I haven't, there's Mark. Hello to you. All right. First, before we jump in, I want to cover something which is pinned to the top of the chat. Hello, Kim Hudson. Yeah, baby. Here's one of these for you. A big kiss. I nearly pressed the wrong one. I nearly pressed the button that has Pete swearing on it. Whoops. All right, so something a little bit more serious. It's pinned in the top of the comments today, the chat. I just want to make this announcement, and I hope you guys will do as I say here. I'm not forcing you to do this, but I just want to read this out. So our good friend of the channel, Paul from Four Pockets, who makes such amazing apps. Yeah. He released a statement yesterday. I know he's not been feeling well for quite a while. He's been putting off a hospital visit for a very long time to get out these amazing apps for us. He really busts his ass off, and he's released a statement, and I just want to read it out, and hopefully you guys will consider heading over to his YouTube channel, which is pinned to the top. Go over to one of his videos and send him some well wishes, because he could do with them, yeah? So he released a statement yesterday saying, as some of you know, I've been suffering ongoing health issues for some time now, and hopefully this goes some way to explain why I haven't been in the public eye as much as I would have liked. I have made some great friends over the years, working alongside many of you developing apps for the iOS community, and long may that continue. People are always surprised when they find out that Four Pockets really is just a one-man developer and not a team of monkeys with no sense of UI design. Still got a sense of humor, yeah? I have been responsible for not only developing all the Four Pockets apps over the years, but also running a YouTube channel and handling technical support to the best of my abilities. I've been one of the lucky ones with very few health problems in my life up until now. You never know what is around the corner. But hope that if you are ever struck down with an illness, people are understanding and willing to lend their support. I'm due for a major operation over the coming days, and as a result, I will need a few weeks to recuperate afterwards. I wanted to make everyone aware of this and have asked Doug from Sound Test Room and the Beat community to spread the word. I'm spreading it here as well, so that nobody feels their technical support queries are going unanswered. So please, if you've got any queries or tech questions, sit on them, folks. Just give the man some time to heal and stuff. I've been working frantically trying to finish off as many outstanding projects and updates as I can prior to the operation, but I ask everyone be patient and allow me this time to get myself back up to full strength. I wish I had some poor soul that could stand in for me, but nobody knows my products like I do. And I wouldn't wish my technical support nightmares on any currently sane individual. God willing, I'll be back quicker than you can shake a stick with a whole bunch of new ideas just waiting to be realized. I want to say a big thank you to all of those who have supported Four Pockets over the years and those who have sent their best wishes. I personally want to... So there you go. There's his statement. So please, folks, there's a link up the top. Head over. Let him know. Yeah? Let him know that you love him and all the work that he's done, and send him some get well wishes, because we've got a great community here, and I know across many channels. So it'd be really nice just for him to know that people actually care. Yeah? Awesome. You know, from me, Paul, we speak often, and I wish you all the best. And I know you've been putting off this operation, and finally you're doing it. Get in there and get it done. And we'll see you soon, my friend. Okie dokie, while we're here, let's look at some price drops today for apps. Tone Stack. And we looked at a free guitar app yesterday. Tone Stack has dropped down to $2.99. Absolutely worth your time as a guitar amp sim. It is a really incredible amp sim. Really fantastic stuff. Down from $10 to $2.99. It does have an in-app purchase. And I'm guessing, I can't tell you for sure because I can't get updates on these kind of things. I would suggest, possibly, maybe, that the in-app purchases are on sale as well. So, yeah, I'm not sure. If you've already got it downloaded and maybe you haven't bought the in-app purchase, maybe check. What I can tell you too, hang on, Russ has got a question here. When is he going into hospital? I've got a quick question. Of course you do, Russ. Why did I stop for that? Unbelievable. Hello, Audible Video as well. Ed Zielinski, welcome to the show today. Now, Cy pointed something out to me today, so I want to touch on this. This website's great. There's a link to it always in the description, AppSlice Co. If you go in and click the link and then go up here in your device and click this little thing here and add to favorites, every day when you click on it, it'll go straight to the music apps only. But Cy pointed this out to me. So see, when you go to an app here, if you create an account, it's worth your time. There is a little section. See this? Track in-app purchase sales. Email me whenever an in-app purchase goes on sale for this particular app. Pretty cool little trick in there. And you can only do that if you've got an account. So sign in. It's a good idea. There you go. Bit of a tip there. Bleach Sample Whiz is on sale as well from $20 to $15. Also as an in-app purchase. Not something you do need. But it's a really great app. Did a show on it if you want to check it out. Kajita on sale. Audio Evolution Mobile Studio. Bleach apps are on sale. Yada, 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 yada. We are looking at this today. We are looking at Borsta, which is Swedish for brush. Brush, something I should do with my hair, yes? Brush my hair. Maybe not, because a comb would not go through this nightmare. It is a percussion thing. It's a Klevgrand app, so it's really interesting. Very cool, as Pete would say. $14.99. It is on sale. It has I think it's 25% off at the moment. So that is a sale price. That is USD $14.99. So the best thing to do if you're going to grab this is grab it now, because it is 25% off. I'm not sure how long it is going to be that way. And it is really cool. And I still have Russ's stupid comment on the screen. Let's replace it with Audible Video's comment. There we go. Or this one. There you go. There's the link there. So it's really cool. What I love about this is it's quite complex for a Klevgrand app. Normally Klevgrand, their apps have like a whole lot of stuff going on, but it's all buried under the hood. It's all algorithms and stuff. But this one gives you incredible flexibility and freedom to create some very, very interesting stuff. And we're going to get into that in just a second. Just let me have a swig from my new cup. Plug. With Moonworks, the forthcoming album from Russ. There you go. I've already got merch, folks. Moonworks. That is the forthcoming album from the Delicate Giants, and there's the album cover. There you go. Look at that. And this is the book that everyone will be getting, and this is what's on the front page. There you go. Not everyone will be getting one of those. Anyway, so let's jump in and have a look at this wonderful app. Shall we? I think we shall. Let's bring it up here. So what I have going on here to kick off and make some sounds with so you can hear it in action is I have Hammerhead, and I've got Hammerhead spread over 8 instances. So each individual part of the Hammerhead drum kit I have selected is separated into individual tracks so I can control them. And at the end here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instances of Borsta. Borsta, Borsta, Borsta here. And then on the end, I've got this bass thing. So shall we play? Let's play, shall we? Now I'm going to be using my pencil a lot too today, and you'll see why soon. Let's make some music. Yeah, that sounds sexy. Sexy time, sexy time, sexy time, sexy time. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Dan. Yeah! Man, why is my camera so slow today? I have no idea what is going on with my camera. I think because I had this crazy update yesterday on my OBS, and it's obviously screwed with my camera. So there you go. That is some fun with this. As you can see, some pretty amazing stuff you can make with this. Shall we jump in and have a look at how everything works? Let's see if I can get my camera working a bit better. Wow, what is going on with my camera? Why is it so laggy? That should not be happening at all. Let me try destroying this camera. Let's see if I can... mutate this one. So this one's working fine. Let's see if I can disengage this one and see if it helps this one. No, that's quite shit. All right, I don't know really. That's going to be a hard one. Maybe I can move this overhead. We'll try that. Let's bring this camera overhead. So today we've got something a little bit different. There we go. And we'll bring this back in. There we go. So it's a little bit upside down. Maybe I can spin it around. Maybe I can do that. There you go. You'll have to deal with it being a little bit upside down today. It is what it is. So, shall we open up one version of this and show you what's going on? So we'll clear this out and show you how this all works, because it's fascinating stuff. Fascinating stuff. I'm going to open an instance of it here now in AUM. So we'll do a search for it. Borsta. And I'm going to connect my keyboard to it. So my keystep 37 is now connected to it as well. Let's open up the full screen of it so you can see exactly what's happening. And, all right, so what is it? It basically is 3 kind of drum sequences in one, yeah? You use one instrument at a time per instance. So currently, if we set this to, let's start off with a... We'll go with a djembe to kick off. Here's our djembe menu. And I'll zoom in a little bit here to show you what's going on with these controls up the top. So up the top here, you see, oh, it's being covered by the logo there. That sucks. Up the top here, we have our instrument picker. And these are all the instruments you've got to choose from. So you've got a frame drum, a cajon, pancake, cymbal chains, djembe, gura, is that how you say it? Cardboard pipe, metal spade, iron sticks, 3 snare drums, pizza box, pandero, tambourine, bake stone, a rusty bucket, and a lo-fi snare. These are all of your instruments. And next to that, we have this little keyboard here. And the way this keyboard is set up, if I can zoom in a little bit there, you can kind of see there on the zoomed in section, it says events and one shots, and you'll see there's a little dot there right on the C note. So basically the keyboard is separated into 2 sections, so each octave is a different kind of thing. You've either got one shots in one section, or you've got the sequence activator, and I'll show you with the keyboard. Great, this camera's still screwy. So let's go full screen here. So you notice on the keyboard here, if I hold down C, it activates the sequencer. So all the way from a C all the way to the next C. Now when I move to the octave, these are all one shots. And then once it gets to the next octave, it moves back to the sequencer. And while the sequence is running, I can actually use the one shots as well as the sequence that is running. So let's have a look at how the sequencer works. As I said, there's 3 instruments in here to mess around with. Right. Now, the first one, and here's how you get to the sequencer, and we're on the sequencer at the moment, and these are your volume global settings with your effects and everything here. So on the sequencer screen, you'll notice this section up the top here. Now this, what we're in here is the brush. So the effect of the brush circling around on the skin of the snare. Okay, and each one of these, so there's 2 sections to each of this sequence. I can control the velocity of the swirling or the movement of the brush on the snare using this, almost like an EQ, yeah? So I can drag this up and down, and you'll notice when I hit play here, you can hear that swirling. So let's just do this just to make everything nice and clear. I'm going to remove all the notes just so we have the brush going on. That's good enough. That's good, I think. So now when I hit play, now you'll notice there's that tapping. That is controlled here. So these sections are giving the feeling of the actual brush swirling and the tapping. And I can remove all of these. Let's just remove them all. And now we've just got the swirling. And again, I can just lift this up over here. We'll just go back to our arrow. We'll get to these arrows in a second. So you can hear I can control this swirling. Really clever stuff. Now, if I want it, the most important 2 buttons on here, here's my one complaint about it. Let's get it out the way early. The controls up here are very small. But this is something that you're going to face as more and more desktop quality apps come to iOS. Yeah, it just is what it is. Because this is a direct one-to-one version of the desktop version they've released. So these 2 little sections here, you'll see there's an arrow. Let's zoom in on it. There's an arrow up here. When you hold your finger or mouse over it, this is to drag things around. So if I want to drag this up and down, the plus is to add points to it. And the next one is a remove. So let's go and have a look at this. I'm going to hit the plus. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add some points along the top here. Let's just randomly put some in. And now I go back to the point tool. And now I can drag really interesting stuff, yeah? Very, very out there. Also, while I'm on the plus section, here's where the bottom section comes into play. So you can draw in. Now you'll notice at the start of each beat, we're getting that a little hit because the snare has to touch onto the skin to actually do this. Now I can hit minus and delete this, and then if I go back up here and hit plus again, I can draw in as many of these as I want. Really cool, yeah? Hey, thank you very much for the kind super chat, David. That's very nice of you. Thank you so much. So you've got all this control down here with these as well. And now I'm clicked back on my little icon, and you can change the levels of these. So as you can imagine, you can get some really, really crazy stuff going on, yeah? So while we're on this section too, I want to point you over to here. So this is another very important part. This is your snap to grid. Hello, I have an idea. This is your snap to grid. Now, you can actually move things with this. It's actually selected on the arrows here. You can actually move things up and down. So we're selected on up and down. So I can make these louder or not. Or I can click on left and right. And this moves them left and right. Yeah? Or I have a magnet button. And this little magnet will snap to grid. Yeah? So you've got total control. You can snap everything to grids. So it's all in time, so you won't get all messed up. And you'll notice that little light's on there, the little magnet. So everything's set to snap to grid. And you've got a little fine-tune button over here to get really anal about things. So let's remove all this. Again, you can just hit the remove button. Now I'm going to hit the plus button and draw back in. And we'll just, dude. There we go. And we'll just stretch this all the way out. Okay, now I want to show you another thing here. So if we go over to our global sequencer, to the global, we've got these volumes here, yeah? The first one controls the brush sound. Right? So it basically controls the top level. Then you have this brush on and brush off. If I take these down, you'll notice that initial tap has gone. So you can control that. Now it's back. You even can change the curve from up here as well for all of these individual lines. But we'll come back to the sequencer. Now, we want to jump in and have a look at the other parts of the sequencer, because you've got two other parts to this. Not only do you have this brush, and what we'll do is we'll bring the brush down a little bit. Just leave it meandering in the background there. Over here you have, I'll just zoom in again. You'll see we've got, this is the brush, this first section. And number 2 is one shots and one shots 2. So you have a variation of 2 other samples you can add in here. So I'm going to hit number 1, make sure our plus is selected, and I can draw in and how high I'd make each hit is the velocity, or how loud it's going to be, yeah? So now we've got a bit of a rhythm going on. And at any time, you can see here I don't have snap to grid on. If I turn snap to grid on and touch these now, they'll all snap to the lines. So you can make sure you're perfectly in time. Or if I turn off snap to grid, you can give it that human touch and just take it off a little bit. And you can, we'll hit the plus again, and you can add. You can get some really crazy timings and stuff. Let's remove those extra ones I just added in. Okay, now something else I'll show you. Now you'll notice down the bottom, you can probably see it. This one here is filled in, and the next one's kind of like an empty circle. These are variations. So I can vary these if I click down the bottom, which is like an on and off. And you'll notice when we go back to our global settings here, we have a closed and an open. Really amazing. Let's head back over, because you've got another sequence here with a slightly varied sample, which we can add in like... Cool, yeah? This is an incredibly deep app. Very, very, very cool. We'll bring in our brush on. Okay, so now you kind of get the gist of how to make something really quickly. Yeah, it's kind of like palm muting. You'll notice if we turn down, let's show you this. So if we go back to our global here, turn everything down, and we just leave the second sample. So you can see here they're represented with the full circle and the empty circle. So this is a closed and this is an open. So kind of like a closed hi-hat and an open hi-hat, but for each individual like drum or a percussion instrument that you use. So now we were only hearing this, and you can see, whoops, let's go back there. These first three are full and these two are empty and this one's, so let's play it back. So you can hear the difference between them. Now if we go back to our global and we add in these other two. And what's really cool, notice these little dots here? These are representations of the second instruments. So you can see what's going on underneath. So here's those the three at the end. It's a fantastic app. I just think this is amazing. And here's a really cool bit. Let's bring everything back in, the shuffling. You can, from up here, choose any instrument you want, and look how seamlessly this happens. It'll remain the same rhythm that we've created. Go to a cajon. Pancake. Cymbal and some chains. Yes, each instance of Borsta runs 3 drum sequences. That's our djembe. We've got 3 snares here as well. How beautifully does it seamlessly change with... It's really nice. Right, so I'll explain here as well, and then we'll get into a bit more nitty-gritty, because there's so much more. I've barely scratched the surface, and we've got 20 minutes to go. It may go a little over. I don't think there's anyone after me today, so if you're good with it, I'm good with it, yeah? Okay, so we have a shuffle here as well. We have a delay and a time randomize and a velocity randomize. So if we hit play here, we can shuffle this up. And you can change from an 1/8 to a 1/16 with the shuffle. You've also got a delay. So you can put a slight delay on everything, yeah? You've got time randomization. If you really want to get some syncopated stuff happening. Now it's getting a bit funky. You can turn these off. So it's really cool. All right, let's have a look over here and talk about some of this stuff, because you can extend the envelope as well. So currently, here is my envelope. It's running at 2, and I'll just talk about the sync section as well. So just bear with me 1 second. Where are we? So you've got a host beat. This host beat is what you would use in something like AUM or GarageBand, and it'll sync up to your timing, to your beats per minute. So you want that selected so everything stays in time. Yeah, that's host beat. Direct beat starts when the sequence is directly triggered, and external, the brushing envelope that controls the intensity of the stroke, has the external sync mode. This mode allows the intensity to be controlled by a CC MIDI. So they are the two sections. Most of the time you're going to have this host beat selected, but you can also change the length. And you'll notice here we've got envelope here, which is connected to the envelope, and you have events down here. And you'll notice this one's set to 2 and this one's set to 4. Yeah? So you can get some really, really syncopated stuff here. I could take this up to 8 and we can start drawing things in. Meanwhile, this is running at 3. We could take this up to 3 and you're going to start getting some really crazy stuff happening. Let's we'll hit play here. Let's draw in. There's so many places you can go with this app. It is absolutely fucking incredible. All right, so let's have enough of that nonsense. Now I want to show you how it's all connected to the keyboard. So we have this little section up here, and you'll notice it says E here. This is, let's show you my keyboard again. Hello, not a box. Hello, Pete Johns. When I hold down a key, so as I said in the beginning, each pattern, each preset has a key designated to it on your keyboard. Now you'll notice if I hold down C here, you'll see up here that this has changed to the C. And basically what you can do is you can go in and you can decide from all of these amazing presets that are in here. These are the rhythms that are available to you. You can change these out to go with that particular key. So now when I hold down a C, now I can go in here again and change this. And I've still got my finger down on this C. I can choose a jazz. Or a basic, which is kind of nothing. So you have the power to assign any of these amazing rhythms to any of the keys within your keyboard, your MIDI controller. You can use the on-screen controller. Now remember, as I said in the beginning of the show, with your keyboard, the first octave, these are all rhythms, until you get to your next C note, which are individual one-shots. And then we're back to C. Really wicked stuff. All right, so that's a quick, and you can lock these in as well too. So if you decide, hey, I want this C to always be this, you can actually go over here. There's a little padlock. I'll show you that in a bigger screen. It's a little padlock, and I can go bink, and that will stay there for that particular C note. Sweet. All right. So we've had a look at, these are where your individual instruments are up the top here. We've had a look over here at where all the patterns are that make the presets in here. And you can create your own presets. You can save your own presets as well. Your patterns. And up the top here is where all your presets are. So this is like a global preset where you can see here you've got general, percussion, the top shelf percussion, snare drums, experimental. And when you click on each of these, they all have individual instruments attached to them. So you'll see the general, we've got a cajon in here. There it is, a second from the top. So notice I'm playing these two notes and listen to this rhythm. Cool. So now I'm going to jump back into this menu and check this out. If I go to percussion drums and then click on the cajon here, so you'll notice there are different rhythms within each section. So guys, there is a hell of a lot of presets in here. There's so much to work with. Plus, you can change them and fuck with them and do whatever you want. You know, yeah, I agree. Someone like Notterbox would have a blast with this, with the kind of music that he makes. So I think we've covered most of the stuff here. The only other thing I need to tell you about is this little play button up here. So not only can you control the everything just by holding down a key, there is a play, and you'll notice when I hold down a key, this little play button up here turns into a stop. I'm going to let go. So you can actually hit play on this and just control the changes with your keyboard. And you don't have to hold down the keys. And then while a beat's playing, so you can play along and add your additional percussive stuff to it. And again, change instruments to a rusty bucket. We've got experimental stuff in here as well. Hello, Suzanne. Man, that's annoying, isn't it? It's like fingernails down a chalkboard. Really impressive stuff. So let's just get back over to our general here. We'll just hit a, what do we want? Let's just do a snare. So here's where you can build stuff up, yeah? Because you can have multiple instances of it. Let's open another instance. Oh, that was funky. I've never had that happen before. Let's try starting again, shall we? All right, well, let's do this. Let's remove channel. And we'll just make a bunch of duplicates of it. La 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 la, la 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 la. So we'll just add 4 of these. Now they're all synced to the player, so that's nice and easy. And what we can do is just go into our main menu and we'll pick drum, oops. We'll pick our general. Let's hit a snare for the first one. In our second one, we'll go with a cardboard pipe. That'll do. For this one, we'll go with a, what do we got? A pizza box. What about a lo-fi, a rusty bucket? let's do that. And for this one, we shall do we'll go in with a percussion drums and a diddly bam. And now when we hit play on these, and this thing's so much fun. Klevgrand have smashed this one out the park. And if I connect a keyboard to one of these, I can change this one. You get what I'm throwing down. Hello, Black Covers. Good to see you, Ingo. All right, let's remove this. Okay, I want to open up another kind of thing. Why did I shut that down? I have no idea. Sorry for the weird camera angle today, but we'll have it fixed by tomorrow. All right, so I've got a couple of projects in here. What have we got? Where are we? Borsta. Let's try Borsta 3. So in here, maybe. Oh man, I hate this. Let me just do that. Fucking Interapp audio, man. Interapp audio is a bitch. Let's add iBassist back here. There we go. So what I've got running here is a copy of Soft Drummer over here. I've got Funk Drummer. I've got iBassist, and I've just got one instance of Borsta. So if we go over to our funk thing, we'll go into the mixer, and I want to turn down the snare. Let's just turn down the snare. We'll turn down the toms. And if we hit play, now I should just be able to so we've got some kicks going on over here, like a real drum kit with a ride, a crash, hi-hat, but no snare, no toms. And then we can bring in Borsta. Wicked. And then we can maybe bring in some bass. And remember, we can change this up with our keys here. Change it to some djembe. Really wicked stuff. What I want to show you before we go out, let's just stop this sucker. So not only that, the last thing I want to show you is there are a whole bunch of other options in here. We'll crank this up a bit. Let's just go to a snare drums. You also have a bunch of, you've got panning here as well. So you've got panning there for your main control. You've got a master level, which is great. You also have a pitch knob down here. So you can change the whole overall pitch of everything. Okay, we'll work with this. You can change the harmonics. So you can hear that getting deeper to more of an open kind of sound. That sounds nice where it is. You also have you've got a reverb up here. You can mess with the decay. You've got a whole bunch of different reverb sounds. And you can change the room sound as well. And you can turn these both off and just go with a no effects kind of sound. So you've got plenty of effects in here too. Plus you have an EQ with treble, mid, and a bass. So they've really thrown the entire kitchen sink at this, yeah? See you later, Joe. Take care. Hope you're feeling better. What do you guys think? Pretty impressive, huh? Really, really good stuff. As I said in the beginning, you're looking at $14.99. It is on sale at the moment, so it's 25% off. Yeah, this is absolutely, absolutely worth your time if you're looking at doing percussion, all this kind of stuff. It's really incredible. I'm blown away. Klevgrand apps, as I said in the beginning, they're normally quite not this hands-on. Normally they're very hidden away. There's more like stuff going on under the hood, where they've really taken, I think, all their Skarka, all these other Ting and all that. They've taken all that knowledge from everything that they've previously released with all these pots and pans, and they've just created this really, really amazing and intuitive, clever sequencer that is like nothing I've ever seen. Absolutely nothing I've ever seen. This is also available for Mac. It is also available for PC. I think it's around $60 from memory. So you can use this for your Mac, for Logic and all that kind of stuff too. $14.99 currently for iOS. Yeah, it's an absolutely wonderful app. And there's Russ's Artist Today. Always click on Russ's app, because I promise you, you'll get something surprising, something you may not, you may have really, may change your life. It may change your life. And so many levels. Goodness me, Russ. Anyway, Russ says, no, don't click it. It's bad news. There you go. I think that's all I need to cover today. It is an amazing artist. All right, cool. Whatever you say, Russ, I believe you. So that is that is Borsta, which means brush. Seriously worth your time. My one complaint I still stand by is these controls are quite small. For these being quite important up here, to click between these, and you can see even look at my camera. God, why is this camera so muted today? It's so screwy. But yeah, it's using a pencil works really well. So there you go. You can see with the top view, but clicking between these, they're quite small. I wish they were a little bit bigger. That'd be fantastic. But it is what it is. All right, guys, that is it for today. What are we looking at tomorrow? I'm not exactly sure, but what I can tell you is this week we have Pete Johns coming on at the end of the week. There he is there. God, look at some of the photos in my... What is going on here? There he is. So Pete's going to be on the end of the week. And straight after Pete's show, me and Pete and Jamie Melander are going to be heading over to Mobile Music Pro's channel. And we're going to chat over there as well. And before we go, would you like a laugh for the day? Let's have a laugh for the day, shall we? All right. Yesterday, the Australian government, which is run by Scott Morrison, the most pathetic Prime Minister in the world. I'm not trying to get political here. He is in charge of women's affairs. Can you believe it? A man is in charge of women's affairs. And yesterday, he released the new logo for the Women's Network in Australia. Tell me what you see when you first look at that. I'll wait. Put it in the chat, folks. What do you see when you look at that logo? Do you see what I say? Do you see what I see? Does that look like a Women's Network logo to you? Because it doesn't to me. I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like a big fat cock and balls. So, this is my response to the Australian Prime Minister. Fuck you, Scott Morrison. You're a dickhead. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. And we all rise together. Adios, amigos.
Stunning. Woo! Stunning. Woo! Stunning.